Yeah, Josh.
I look over.
Yeah.
I look over. There's an eggplant on the screen.
Yeah.
That's all I saw. I looked over. There's an eggplant.
It was like over their dick too. Yeah.
Is it on?
It's on. We're recording right now.
Nice.
So why don't you explain why you called me over to do this and why Josh is also here with you?
So these are two of my best friends, and this is Josh. This is Eric. These are two guys. One's in his 30s. One's in his late 20s, and we're gonna give you our ideas of what we think the answers to your questions are. Now, remember, every guy's got a different opinion on all these questions.
And just so you know, as much as we are very good friends, we all, as you can see, have crazy different backgrounds, and most of the time we have different tastes in women and all that. So Matt wanted to see a couple different variations of these questions, which I have in my phone, and I'm kind of excited about some of these, and I cannot wait to get to them. So with that, we're going to start with our first question.
Let's go.
Of the night. It is, why do men say that they want a family and kids, but they do not take dating seriously?
So first and foremost, I will say these are all the questions you girls gave me on that last video. So I don't know if we want to do this every other week or what we want to do, but we'll give you our legitimate answers. Go ahead.
Oh, answer the question, Matt. We're not going to the next question until you answer the first one.
Give me that question again.
The question again would read, why do men say they want a family and kids, but they don't take dating seriously?
Honestly, I think it's just the guy you're dating, in my opinion. So if you're dating a guy that's not looking for that in that instance, he's going to tell you all the things you want to hear, but he's just looking to hook up with you and have a good time. I hate to say it, but that's my personal opinion. Or maybe he was taking it serious at the beginning and he saw something that maybe he's not all that interested in, and so now he's kind of moved you to the side.
I would totally agree. There's some questions later that'll kind of get into more of this as well. But if the person who you're dating is not serious about marriage, about, having a wife, having kids, I'm just going to tell you, he's probably not going to ever get serious. Also, I know guys who have dated girls and ran through them like you wouldn't believe. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they're like, dude, I met the one. And 6 months later, they're engaged. A year later, they're married. They're still together. They're still happy. And that's just kind of what it is. So if you're talking to somebody and dating somebody who tells you that they are serious about marriage and kids and all that, they probably are. They just don't want to do it with you.
Yeah, that's the truth. I mean, good communication at the beginning of your relationship and seeing what everybody wants and putting everything out on the table and not really being like afraid of like pissing your other person off and being uncomfortable. But being stuck in a relationship and just being comfortable is no way to fucking exist at all. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely want a unique relationship and I want to put all my effort into it. So if he's not doing it for you, he's not here for you.
Yeah,
all, dude. No way.
So if he ain't showing what he's saying, on to the next. Speaking of next, here's the next question we have. Which ties into the first question. Is it an almost immediate yes or no when you meet somebody? And do you instantly know, hey, this is the one, or no, this isn't the one? I'll start this off just because I'm still talking, and I kind of touched on this earlier. It's not always an immediate yes or no, but I can tell you from the moment you meet somebody, you can already tell if you are sexually attracted to them, if you're friend attracted to them, or if you are like, hey, I want to see where this actually goes. And yes, there are different categories that we'll get into again later, but it's definitely like, even before you meet somebody, you might just be attracted to them, their energy, their looks, the way they walk, the way they talk. It could be any number of things. But I will also just go on the other side to let you know that there are also things, and I will never say they're icks because that's just kind of stupid talk, but there are things that men will dislike and go, hey, you know what? I would definitely date this girl. I would marry this girl, but she wears 9 pounds of makeup every day, and I think she looks better without it. Like that kind of stuff. And every guy's different, of course, but that kind of stuff also makes us go, hey, that's not the girl I want to be with for forever. Maybe if it was different, maybe if it was this, yeah, you can play all those out. But at first sight, there is things that will say, yes, that is a girl that I would have a relationship with. Yes, that's a girl that, I would sleep with, but I wouldn't want to do anything else with. And yes, there's a girl like, hey, I would marry that girl right now. So that's my take on it.
I would agree. I would say it's not an instant yes. I would say, like Eric said, it's going to come down to your personality. It's going to come down to your mental focus, and it's come down to your physical looks, sexual attraction, all those things. When I first meet you, let's be honest, any guy, any girl, the first thing to look at is looks. We're shallow because we're human. That's just all of us. The first thing you go for is the looks. If I get your looks and I like those, then I'm going to look at your mentality, and I'm going to look at your sexuality. Am I sexually attracted to you? Do we mesh in the bedroom? Things of that nature. Those are all things I look at. Now, for me, I will say I'm looking, when I meet a girl, I will always tell them, I'm looking to see where things go. And the reason I say that is because I'm weird on this case. I want to marry my best friend. I want to grow into a friendship, and I want to be sexually attracted to you. I want to be mentally attracted to you. At all times of the day, I want to be into you.
Hey, I got to clear this up. We're not the best friends he wants to marry, okay?
I don't want to marry them.
We got to put that out there.
They're very nice guys, and they're single. So that's all for you girls. But yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I want somebody that I can drive in the truck with. I said this in one of my previous videos. I want somebody that I can drive in the truck with, and we can talk and laugh and have a good time. But then, if I'm driving and you're sleepy or whatever, it's still not awkward. Whereas there's times where I've been in a truck with somebody and you get that awkward silence. When it's the right person, in my opinion, you don't have those moments.
Yeah. I think yes and no. I think there's like a strong I've definitely seen somebody or have met somebody and wow, it's different. I don't know if I'd go as shallow as I know that, I put them in a filing cabinet and that's where they stay, because there's plenty of times where I've been right, plenty of times where I've been wrong. Probably more wrong than right, to be honest with you. So, I think that I know, but, I think, having that time to be able to figure all that stuff out, you might be in the category, but it might not take too much long before that category changes.
I will say from my perspective, because I agree with the whole category thing, I actually talked with Doug one time. Mm-hmm. There's a category in all women. Doesn't matter who it is, nothing like that. Whether it's a friend, whether it's an ex, whether it's a random person it doesn't matter who. We all have these categories, and you can switch from back and forth and all this other stuff. Now, when it comes to relationships, there's actually been one where it could be a category of, hey, I would sleep with this girl, and hey, I wouldn't sleep with this girl. And I've never ever had somebody go from the I would not sleep with this girl to I would sleep with this girl ever. But I have had plenty of women who have done nothing other than just talk to me, and I got to know them, and I didn't like who they were, who at first I would have slept with them, and then they definitely crossed over to the I don't care how good she looks, I wouldn't sleep with her.
No, I would agree with that.
So, you guys got anything more on that?
No.
All right, let's hit this next question. Josh, I'm going to make you go first.
Okay.
That way you're not just, rebuttaling us. What do you look for in someone that could be marriage material?
Man, well, they need to be able to match my energy on a bunch of different levels. My sense of humor, my work ethic. So I would definitely, I would look for things that I have in myself in a sense, or things that I might be missing, but that I would want to grow in myself. So I would definitely say that I would, just.
You just want to find that love.
Dude, I'm willing to, I'll be alone forever, dude. I just, but when you know, when you just feel it. So I guess it kind of goes in with the question before, so I might not know right away, but, I know myself well enough to know what could make me happy and what couldn't make me happy.
Agreed.
For sure.
So on that topic, I'll just say it is going to be different. I mean, we're three complete opposite people. We'll have the same sort of ideas, but generally, I mean, it kind of all goes for the same. And with what he said, before I forget it and I lose my train of thought, most men do not know what we want. We don't know what we want until we find it. But I will tell you, we all know what we don't want. And through process of elimination, you kind of get through it. But the more women that you date, the more women that you hang out with, the more women that you talk to, that I know what I don't want compared to I know what I want, maybe you can kind of figure that out and go from there. But I mean, you could sit here and ask me what I really want in a woman, and I couldn't tell you what I really want other than like the basics. You know, I want someone that's my friend. I want someone that, you know, can laugh, can joke. I mean, the same thing. And I think all men are going to ask for that same situation, but it's going to be different on what makes those things happen. You know, Josh's sense of humor compared to my sense of humor compared to Matt's could all be completely different, and we need to find something that meshes with our sense of humor. But at the same time, we all want a girl who has our same sense of humor.
Agreed.
As I say that we are three opposite type of people. Even in our group, we have
Constantly laughing.
we're always laughing. And if you ever look at us, and maybe I can get Matt to like post a picture or something of our group of friends, even that we just had, you will see we look, act, sound. We all are different completely, but yet we all share, you know, similar interests. We all share, you know, certain things, and it's not the interest that you think. A lot of our interests are, hey, we just want to be successful. We want to have financial freedom. We want to do that. We're all getting there completely different methods, completely different ways, but we all share a same common goal. And that's what we want to find in a woman, is that same kind of common goal that we all have that we can share to actually find someone we want to marry and have a family with.
I would agree with both. Go ahead.
No. That was awesome. You said it great. That was perfectly said.
He's so sweet to me. You got more, Matt, or are we on to this next question?
I would say I agree with both of them. For me, I'll make it quick. I'm looking for a girl like Bill said. I want my best friend. I want a girl that I can laugh and have a good time with. I want drive. I want to see drive, goals, aspirations out of you, because that's what I have. All three of us, like you said, we're all shooting for the same thing in the end, that financial freedom, and we're doing it completely different ways. For me, I will be honest, I'm not looking for just the basics. Like, this is going to sound like a dick comment, but I'm being completely honest here, as I always am with you guys on these. When I've talked to girls, they're just like, I want a family, I want to retire at 65, I get turned off so fast. Because to me, that's not a goal. That's not a dream. That's not an aspiration. That's like what everybody wants. Everybody wants that. Like,
that's usually what everybody has anyway.
Exactly.
They're like, oh yeah, I
It's
settled. I got my mediocre
American
family.
average dream. Yeah.
I did this. Now I'm gonna, retire and be fat by 50,
Broken.
and
Yeah.
just terrible, miserable. And I'll tell you, none of us want that. That is not what any of us are striving for. And to find somebody that has those ambitions is not only hard to find, but it's also hard to keep. I tell people all the time, I don't go to bars. No matter how much Matt asks me to go out on, my birthday or New Year's or anything like that, I won't go to bars. One of the reasons is they're nothing but trouble. I don't drink. But there's nobody usually at bars who are trying to better their lives to a point that I am. And I need somebody who's going to match my energy. And if they're at the bar every single weekend and that's what they're trying to do for their life, like, I don't have anything against it, but that's not what I'm looking for. I want something definitely deeper. I want somebody who's going to put into the work, and I'd rather meet somebody at the gym than at a bar any day of the week.
Yep, I agree. 100%.
Next question. And I got so much on this topic, but I had to let them talk. Is it true that guys place women in categories immediately when they meet?
Take this. You started with the categories. Let's go to you.
I thought that was the last question.
Now, it's being marriage, hookup, friends, etc. So when you meet a girl,
Yeah.
instantly,
Is she in a category?
do you put her in a category?
Yeah, I guess.
What's your categories? Because we're going to get to it, and we're going to be...
Absolutely. Yeah.
Matt said we got to be honest.
We got to be honest. This is good material.
No, absolutely. Like, you can definitely tell if there's like any kind of chemistry. So like, you know, if, you know, within the 30 seconds of meeting somebody, you could be like, oh, I'm attracted to this person. Like, so you could be like, oh, my, you know, like, yeah, like sexually attracted. Like, if you'd want to like further something more than sexually, or if, you know, like, oh, that'd be
So
like
sexually attracted, like your bottom?
wait, what?
Like you said, sexually and then more. So like, are you working your way up through categories or what?
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, like, you know, yeah, sexually, and you're, you know, just a friend, you know, absolutely. And then, you know, like a relationship for something more, or just, you know, another human being, and they say, what's up, you know?
Okay, right.
Yeah.
What are your categories, Matt?
I'll be
Do
honest.
you are you like, oh, liberal? Oh wait, she likes Trump. Is that how it is, or like?
I'm not that bad.
Yeah.
So I'll be honest. I don't put girls into a category. I'll be honest with that.
Oh, he
Now-
does. He does.
Now
He just doesn't admit it.
I agree that you guys have. I get the categories. I do. But when I meet a girl, I'll be honest. I look at it from friendship and I work my way up. So for me, I would say the base foundation is a friendship. If I don't see a friendship built within us, it's not going to move to those levels. I did a one-night stand once in my life when I was stationed in Alaska, and I absolutely hated it. I'll be honest.
What was his name?
Steve. So yeah, like I'm looking for a friend, and then we move on from there. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna talk to you and even try with anything if I'm not attracted to you in the first place. So you're already in that. If we have to go with categories, you're already in that. I'm looking to.
So wait, you
advance.
just said you didn't categorize women.
I know.
Now you just said, oh, I only categorize the women that I talk to, because the ones that I wouldn't want to talk to, they're not even in a category.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to waste your time, and I'm not going to waste my time. If we're not attracted to each other, what's the point of wasting anybody's
What
time?
if they're attracted to you?
Like, would I just like be cordial?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be cordial.
Oh,
100%.
okay. Okay. Just
But I'm not going to waste their
just making
time
sure.
knowing that I'm not, you know, and I'm not going to sleep with them because I'm not going to waste their time and my time. I'll be honest, I'm not, like, there's got to be something there for me to waste any time or spend time there. But I will admit, I don't really categorize them.
So
But I do understand what Josh is saying. I do.
So you meet a girl,
You know?
and she's cute, she's funny,
Yeah.
but you watch her, I don't know, go run out and do a cartwheel in a dress with no underwear on.
Okay.
Okay?
Kind of weird, but we're at it.
I'm giving an example here, okay?
Yeah, whatever floats your boat.
Would you still put her in any of the same categories, or would you still look at her the same as if you met that same girl in her dress that just said, oh, hey, hi, I'm Amanda, nice to meet you, you know, would you like to talk and hang out?
No, because it's a totally different experience, a totally different interaction.
Okay, so I guess that's what I'm trying to look at, and I'm just being a little devil's advocate right here to try and get you into this whole, like, I believe that everybody gets put into a category no matter what.
Yep.
Example, Josh and I we're a few years apart in life. So he's about 5 years younger, 4.5 years younger than me. When Josh was younger, I'm gonna just tell you, he was categorized as a loser. He was categorized as somebody that I probably would have never spent time with, talked to, or paid any attention to because I wouldn't want it. Today, Josh is one of my best friends. I would do anything for him. If he called me and asked me, hey, dude, I got to get to Texas tomorrow, I would fly him, drive him. I'd put him on my pegs on my bike, and I would ride him to Texas, do whatever I got to do. But that's because of Josh's past. Josh didn't have a great past. Now he's trying to change that. He's trying to fix that. He's become an absolutely amazing human being now. But back then, like I said, I would have already categorized him to say, that's a loser. He's not going anywhere in life. I don't want to be around that. Now I see Josh. Josh is not a loser. Josh wants to do things. Now, I didn't just jump on a bandwagon of, hey, Josh is great now. I've known Josh for quite a while, and actually he had reached out to me saying, hey, I do want to better my life. I do want to change things. I want to get on a better path. And talking to him for, I don't know, 10 minutes, I instantly went, hey, this dude wants to change his life. He wants to enjoy friends. He wants to have friends that don't need to go to the bar, that don't need to do drugs, that don't need to do those sort of things in order to have fun. And I instantly went, I'm going to be this dude's best friend. I talk to him all the time. He comes to hang out. He cuts my hair. He does all the stuff. And I absolutely love every little bit of our time together. Now, I think that women could be the exact same way. I could be looking at a girl and going, hey, I don't want anything to do with that, blah, blah, blah. But 10 years down the road, you might look and go, hey, maybe they changed, maybe they did something. Normally, from what my perspective is that it does change, usually because of kids, family, or a terrible, terrible breakup, which kind of sucks. But we got to go back to the original of what do you have and do you categorize when you first see a girl? I think absolutely. As Matt touched on earlier, looks are not everything, but looks are the first thing. If you cannot look at a girl and go, hey, I adore this girl, I think she's gorgeous, to be even like get a Snapchat or get a photo of the girl that you like, if you can't sit there and go, oh man, and like stare at it for too long, she's not the one. I don't care what anybody says. It's not shallow, it's human nature. That's why what Matt thinks is beautiful is different compared to what Josh thinks is beautiful is what's different from me. We all may look at a girl and go, oh yeah, she is beautiful, but it might not be what trips our triggers. We all kind of had a laugh and a joke the other night about Josh, and it was kind of a big thing. You don't need to go into it, but it was something that I would have never even thought of or said or anything.
But it trips his trigger.
But it just trips his trigger, and that's exactly what you have to find. You are in a category, and it's not a good category or a bad category. It just is what it is. And if one woman walked in here and looked at all of us, you might be in the same category for all three of us. You might be in the same category for one of us. You might be in a different category for every one of us. But to me, I believe that everybody's going to get put in a category.
There's different levels of attraction, I would say. We might all be attracted to you, but there's different levels for all of us, just like you girls look at a guy. And there's different levels of attraction. All three of us, you might look at us and say, they're attractive guys, but all three of us have a different level of attraction to you.
All right, so I got to just tell you this. Doug and I, as you guys know, we are all over the whole country, traveling, doing all that, and we see women. One of the things that we absolutely hated was on a scale from 1 to 10. 1 being nothing, 10 being, we'll get to it. But we all started a new category.
You and Doug.
Well, Doug, and then now we share it with everybody.
We're added in. We're
part of this.
You're a part of it, and it's just the easiest way to do it. And I'll explain it to you. It's kind of hard to get, but this is how it starts. If we see a girl, we basically just go instantly to how sexually attracted are you to this female. I think this is the easiest for looks-wise because we're not going by anything else other than looks. Not personality, not what they do, anything like that. We're just taking all of the actual meat and bones out and looking at the person. So this is not deep like, oh gosh, this girl,
Her personality.
Yeah,
it's just
this
looks.
girl is amazing. She does this. She volunteers. No, we're just going looks. If we go by looks, it starts out by the lowest category. The lowest category would be if I came home and this girl was in my bed, I'd kick her out. That's as low as you can get. If you go by number scales, that could be a 4, a 5, a 2, a 1. I don't know. I was told once that, 2 5s makes a 10. I'm not into that game. But that's the lowest you can go. If you go home, she's there, and she's in your bed, you kick her out. The next category that you kind of go into is, I wouldn't kick her out, but I wouldn't also invite her in. Meaning, if I'm lonely or anything like that, I'm not reaching out to this girl to be like, oh, hey, like, do you want to come hang out tonight? You want to do anything like that? But you're also at a point where you're like, if she's there,
Might as well.
Mine as well. So, you guys wanted the truth. This is the shit we talk about.
I'm sorry, we took that sign down, bro. No,
The next category of this, as you can imagine, is, well, the other girl, I wouldn't kick her out, but I wouldn't invite her in. So automatically next you go, okay, I'd invite her in. Meaning this is the girls that you find, way more attractive, that have something for you, that might just do it, where you're like, hey, I would invite that girl into my bed. Also, we needed something a little bit better than that, because there is girls that, you might see, and, maybe for girls, there's guys that you might see that you're like, oh, wow, like, that is everything that I've ever wanted in life, like, attraction-wise, not people-wise. And you look at him and go, oh, yeah. So we needed another little category for that. So we turned it into, I would let her eat crackers in bed. It's kind of just
love, bro.
Yeah,
that's a new form of love, dude.
Like that's love, and that's what it is. Is like you see them and you're like, man, crackers. Like we'll look at it, crackers. Like question mark.
Fucking granola bar, dude.
Yeah. One of those Nature Valleys.
Yeah.
And that's kind of it. Like that's the cream of the crop. So those categories can change. After you meet and get to know this person, see what they're doing, see how they are, everything like that. You can definitely go from eating crackers in bed to I'm kicking your ass out. So it's super simple. Actually, I just told Doug the other day, one of the things that I never ever want to hear from any girl ever, and if I ever do, like, you're instantly like just, you're no longer attractive to me. So it's anything to do with, hey, sign up for my OnlyFans.
Oh yeah, you're out.
Yeah.
Or anything if you want to see my menu or hear my menu.
Yeah.
What's the menu?
Oh, you don't know about this? Oh man, so
Same shit we were talking about earlier, dude. I'm pretty sure, right?
So literally, like,
Shit, basically.
I actually had this the other day, and I screenshot it because I had to tell people this, because everybody's like, "What do you mean? What?"
Pay for a topless photo or something like that?
I'll read this menu because I literally screenshot it.
I send pictures of my haircuts when I get those. I'd be like, well, what do you rate this haircut?
What do you rate this
That's
haircut?
what I do, yeah.
I just reply back with, sorry, that's not going to
This is a legitimate menu.
This is a legitimate, it has a menu. It says, ooh, you can get nudes.
I think she sends them to me too. Yeah, she sends those to me too.
Dude, all the time. Like, I'm not
The
even,
same girl?
I'm not even friends with this girl.
Right here.
Yes!
Yeah, see? Same girl. And I just send her pictures of my haircuts. Oh, maybe a selfie. Maybe a selfie.
All the time. Send me stories like this, right? Oh, dude, you should hear the shit I say. Because it's always like,
funny.
hey, I need help fixing my
Dude.
car.
Yeah, dude. Finally caught up on my bills.
Yeah.
fuck's
Oh,
sending this shit?
I'm gonna get kicked
That's
out. My
so
rent's
funny.
not due. Dude, the other day,
That's so
I finally was like, hey, maybe you should put more effort into just getting a job.
Yeah.
Because it's probably not gonna like do that. And then she hits me back with the, oh, my car's broke, right? And I was like, do men really believe your bullshit? Or like, how does this work? Because like, what you telling me you can't afford to fix your car, so you need to send me 50 butthole pics for $30? Like,
You got the same stinking girl.
dude, this chick added me.
She's saying
and
it,
she
yeah,
just keeps
yeah.
like randomly, like all the time, like, hey, here's my menu. So I was like, yeah, unfollow, unfriend, all this, and all of a sudden, like, I still get this shit popping up all the time. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah, sex tapes are $30.
That's nice.
Custom $60. Camera roll, you can get her whole camera roll for $150, dude.
Pictures of like flowers and stuff.
FaceTime is $60.
For how long?
I don't know, probably 30 seconds. She doesn't care as long as you give her $60 to get her oil changed, dude. She'll
let you watch her get her oil
She'll
changed.
change your oil. That's all I'm saying. Oh, Meetup is $400. We better not let Jawan see this. He'll be broke.
Good for her.
Hey, she takes Cash App, Apple, PayPal, and Venmo.
Next question.
Debit swipe.
We're past the menu thing.
Matt's getting excited.
Yeah.
He's
I'm
like,
worked up
send-
right now.
send- no, send it my way, yeah.
Both of you send me that link.
how much for marriage?
This is serious.
You know what it costs for marriage, Matt?
I don't even want to know.
Half your shit.
That's true.
All right, next question. And I'm 35. Matt, you're
34. I'll be 35 in a
34.
couple months.
Josh is 30. we could get Joanne here to answer this maybe a little better. But this next question is kind of weird for most people, but what is it about younger men that are attracted to older women? And I guess the other question that she had was, what do they have in common? There also was another lady who had asked, younger women or older women, why and why not?
Okay. All right.
Who wants to start?
Do you want me to kick it off? You want to kick it off?
Yeah. That'd be great.
All right. I will say this. I talked to him about this earlier while I was cutting my hair. So the difference to me with younger women and older women is I feel like the older women, you're more mature, and there's a lot of pros. A lot of them are set in their life, things like this. Now, I will also say that's a two-headed beast. And the reason I say that is because I'm in my mid-30s. Eric's in his mid-30s. He's in his late 20s. I did 10 years in the military. I've lived on my own since I was 18 years old. I have things that I do that I already know might drive somebody else nuts because we're all human. There's things that a girl will do. Now, in a relationship, you have to find a way to work through those things. If you actually love and care about each other, you can work through those things, but nobody fully changes. With an older woman, as an older man, I will be dealing with a woman that's set in her ways. She'll be dealing with a man that's set in his ways. Now, if I were to date a younger girl, I would say, 20, 21, 22, whatever, the maturity level drops drastically. I hate to say this, but it's true. The maturity level drops drastically, but we can work things out easier as an older man because she's not set in any way. She's so young. That's how I look at it. That's my difference. Now, will I date an older woman over a younger woman? No. There's really no difference. Do I stray a little bit more away from younger women because of the maturity levels? Yes. But I'm never going to say no to somebody if I'm attracted to somebody, because I've met girls that are younger than me that were mature, and I've met girls that are older than me that were immature. There's no rhyme or reason. I get some guys are into one or the other, but if you're not basing it off of money or anything, I think it's a horse apiece in my opinion.
Yeah, no, a lot of what you said, I definitely agree with. I don't even think there's really like rhyme or reason for it. If like the connection's there. I've connected with people my age, people a lot older than me. But I think I'm attracted to like older women more than like women my own age or younger than me even. I've just kind of been through enough in my life to know like what I want. And when I was younger, when I was with women my own age, I felt like, we just fucked each other around and there was just a lot of BS. And, I'm not saying every woman's the same at all, but I think, for me, I think I would like to be in something that, with a woman that's really knows what she wants, and I think being able to find the person that I could connect with, and I would hope, and if it was an older woman, like I would be like super down for it for sure. Like I think, the connection that I'm looking for would probably be found only in a chick that's older than me for sure, or a woman that's older than me. Yeah.
You can call her chicks.
The chicks.
Yeah, that's good.
No chicks.
I think, how do I even go about this? I've dated older women. I've dated younger women. I've dated women who are my age. I also don't agree that like age matters. I don't think that it matters. I have met women who are older than me who act like they're freaking 17 years old and it's annoying as hell. And I've also met women who are in their early 20s who I wouldn't have ever guessed that they were in their early 20s until they're like, oh yeah, I'm turning 23 next month. What? So it all depends on the girl especially. I think for me, sometimes the attractiveness to like an older woman would be they've kind of already figured their shit out. They're not asking and going, oh, what kind of man do I want? What kind of this do I want? They kind of know what they want. Not only for a man to take care of them or maybe for them to take care of, and that's a real thing. Like there are women out there who literally are like, hey, I want to take care of a man. They're few and far between, but they're out there. Also, there's younger women who might know that as well. It's definitely going to be different compared to absolutely everybody, but that's what I think the attractiveness is of an older woman is that like, hey, hopefully I don't have to beat around the bush to ask them. They should be better at communication skills. They should be better. They should be better at all of the things that maybe with a younger girl, things aren't as easy. But like I said, I have also dated a girl who was, I think she was 22 when I was 32. So 10 years, almost 11 years younger than me. And that was one of the girls who, like, I would have never guessed ever that she was in her early 20s until 6 months into our relationship. I finally was like, hey, your birthday's coming up. Like, how old are you going to be? And I didn't care. It didn't matter to me because the attraction was there. Everything was there. But I will tell you, it did not work out because of her younger friends. And that's the thing. Although she was mature and everything like that, it didn't work because her friends always wanted to be like, hey, come out to the bar. Hey. And it became one of those things where she was always questioning, like, why aren't you meeting my friends? I've met your friends. I've, been to your house. Your friends are there. Why have I not met your friends? And it was one of those things where I would have met her friends anytime. I just wasn't going to do it at a bar. And that seemed to be the only time that it was something that I could meet her friends was, hey, we're going to the bar. Are you coming with? You can go to the bar, have fun, call me if you need a ride, but I'm not going to the bar. So there's pros and cons of both younger and older women. I think even sexually, especially sexually, in an older woman, I mean, even as a young kid, you're always like, oh man, MILF, like, no way, like, this is awesome. I think as, men are sexual beings, we have that, like, fantasy of, like, oh, hey, like, this is a mom, like, she's going to teach me, she's going to do this, she's going to do that. And as you get older, you kind of realize that, yes, some of that is true. But at the same time, there's Pornhub, and apparently, like, girls now watch porn and do all sorts of stuff. So they'll teach you a thing or two as well. It doesn't matter if they're in their early 20s or if they're in their early 40s. They'll still go for broke. But it's just all different on who you are. So, next question. I put this on here, but it's kind of actually annoying. It's why are some men womanizers?
I'm giving you all the questions you girls asked. I'm even if it's a question that we're like, what's going on here? I'm gonna be honest, and I think they're gonna agree with everything I'm gonna say here. I can't answer that.
No, we can't. You have to ask somebody who you feel is a womanizer to you. Mm-hmm. Ask them and say, hey, why do you do this? I think
I've always been respectful. I've never been that guy that's just gonna go out and sleep with girls and all that. I can't give you that answer. Like he said, you've got to ask somebody that's out doing it. You've got to ask them to their face. And if they don't respect you enough to give you an answer, why are you even talking to them? Why do you even like them?
Yeah, why are you giving them attention even though you think they're a womanizer? And who knows? I will be fully transparent. I was in a long relationship, and after 9 years, we had broken up. After that, man, I had my whore days. Like, there was times where I was like, oh, I'm going to sleep with this girl. I'm going to sleep with that girl. Like, I don't care. Nothing like that. I was in my early 20s, and things didn't matter like that to me, and I went on it. But what I did back then and what I would do now, two completely different people, completely different things. Did I necessarily womanize them? I don't believe so. But if I did, that's a question that you would have had to ask, 23, 24-year-old me, not 35-year-old me. Because I'm definitely not the person I was, 10 years ago, for sure.
Women do it too, by the way. It goes both ways. I know girls that are out with different guys all the time.
Oh, yeah.
It really does go both ways.
It goes, I think it actually goes more in the women's way, only because it's more socially acceptable.
Yep, I would agree. And a woman can go into any bar, and if a woman wants to take a guy home, you can take a guy home. A guy, I don't care who the guy is, a guy can walk into a bar, and it doesn't mean he's going home with a girl.
He's going home with Jill.
That's true.
Jill.
What, you have any comments on that one?
No, I'm not a womanizer, so I don't know what that means.
I don't even know what that means.
Only posted a 5-minute video on TikTok at a time. It's like half hour.
Josh's over here like, why are we still here?
For real.
Next one. Which is more important? Sex or companionship, or is both a must?
Both. I mean, for me, I'd say both. I want to be, like I said earlier, I want to be sexually attracted to you. I want you to be my best friend. I want to fill all these categories. So, again, I don't put them in categories, but you hear what I'm saying.
You do.
You do. Like,
You do, but you don't.
Yeah. So, I want somebody I can live my life with. I want somebody I wake up every morning and go to bed every night with and I'm happy with. But I'm sexually attracted. I don't want to be 80 years old looking at my wife like, the hell am I doing? So, at the end of the day, I think both are important. I wouldn't put one or the other above the other one. I think they're equally important. Let's go.
Josh.
What was the question?
Sex or companionship
Sex,
or both?
companionship, or both?
Oh, both, yeah. For sure. Yeah, it's nice to want a sexual partner, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the quickest and easiest way that I can explain it, and I'll jump back to, my early 20s and, stuff like that. Having sex all the time, we'll all agree with you. It is great. It is absolutely wonderful, everything like that. But if sex is the only thing that you guys have in common,
I'm out.
it's great until you realize, like, that's all that there is. If you don't have a companionship, if you can't, have anything more than just sex, it's not great. Now, it also goes on the other hand of, hey, I get along with this person. I think this person's great, but man, every time we sleep together, I hate it. You have to have both. You can't just have sex and you can't just have a companionship or it's not going to work. So you have to have both. You can work on both, especially, sex. How hard is that to just communicate with your person to be like, hey, I don't like when you do that, or hey, I do like when you do this, or, let's try this. I've always wanted to try that. That's something in a sexual relationship that not only will build your companionship, but also make both of those things better when you're communicating those things through. So companionship and sex go hand in hand. You work on your sex, you also build your companionship. You build your companionship, that'll also help you better in your sexual relationships. I think we're at our last question.
Which is Josh's favorite question.
This is my favorite
And
question.
Eric's favorite question.
I probably have more to say about this than what most people would expect. But the question is, why do guys wash their dirty bath towels in the same load as their dirty clothes? Josh, what's your answer to that?
Man, just very easy. I put all my dirty laundry in the same basket, and then I put it all in the washers at the same time. And if it's a really dirty towel, I'll throw an extra little bit of soap in there. That's about it. My favorite question, though, for sure.
I got another question for you that's going to feed off of this. How often do you change your towel?
Change my towel?
Yeah, so you get out of the shower, because people ask this all the time because it's like one of those things.
Yeah.
If you only use your towel when you're clean, how dirty does it get? Now I know it gets dirty, but I want to know, how often do you change it?
I'd say 2 to 3 days, 2 to 3 showers,
2 to 3 showers.
2 to 3 showers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Matt, what's your reasoning on why you probably don't? You probably do separate load of just towels.
Sometimes. As they know, I'm a clean freak. I've always been this way. It's part of the reason why we joke about stuff with me.
Oh, we all say he's gay.
They do.
Look at him; he's pretty.
It's true.
I'm pretty sure Josh and I have, probably went on dates with uglier women than Matt. So.
Wow.
Couple.
Pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
I make you pretty.
So my thing is, I do like to have be clean. I shower morning and night. If I have a strong workout or work hard throughout the day, I'll even maybe have a third shower. I change my towel, I'd say every other day. I'll use it in the morning when I wake up. I'll use it at night before I go to sleep, and the next day I have a new towel. Because it dries throughout the day. The other thing is, I typically do my laundry separate, but there are times if I'm in a hurry, I'll admit, I throw my towels in with. At the end of the day, I use sanitizer and stuff from, I think it's Lysol. It's bleach free. I do, because I want it to be dirt. I want it to be
Guys,
super
I
clean.
just have to tell you, Matt is the exception in this whole situation. I also shower every morning, every night. Cold showers in the morning, hot showers at night. But I will just tell you, every other day, I throw my towel just in the regular laundry. Most guys don't give a shit. I don't care about the thread count on my towel or anything like that. I want to build. I want to create. I want to spend my time doing things other than laundry. Laundry is my least favorite chore. I will come and wash your dishes before I ever want to come and ever do your laundry. So I'm just saying, most guys don't care about that. Most guys aren't going to care about dirty pants. Although, like I said, Matt's the exception here. He's going to wash his towels separate, all that. But it's just one of those things where men don't care about that stuff. Some might, and they are the exceptions. He is, but most men do not care about that kind of stuff. I'd rather worry about, buying a new towel than, oh man, I didn't wash my towels in here. I also don't separate my whites from my darks. I wash my underwear together. My bedspread says dry clean only. That bitch gets shoved in the washing machine too. Like, I don't give a shit. I got stuff to do. I'm just making sure that it's clean and it's washed and it smells good when I lay in it. That's all that matters to me.
I agree with that.
It was well said.
Well said, Eric.
Well said. Matt, you got anything else for your
I have nothing else.
your TikTok fans over here?
I would say if there's any other questions, we could do this every couple weeks or something like that. I mean, I'm trying to make it transparent. Dating today sucks for all of us. You girls have admitted guys don't talk about things. Guys won't say anything. It's a throwaway society. I think if we can communicate better, girls and guys, you guys communicate with me, help us out as guys to learn. We can help this curve and flatten this thing out to make it so everybody kind of comes back to the old school society.
You sound like Dr. Fauci.
I knew right when I said it, I was like, right when I said it, I was like, darn it.
Oh, Dr. Fauci Matt, flattening the curve.
Flatten the curtain and couch.
We're good.
Hit that,
we lost
Josh.
Josh.
You can just hit the side volume button.